All right, and it is that time, everyone. It's that time for another edition of Marilyn's Cafe Society radio show right here on YouTube. Welcome to this Saturday, September the 19th, 2020. Of course, it's the second episode of the all-new Cafe Society show. And of course, it's just a few days away from autumn. That's right, I believe on Tuesday we will officially hit the fall season. And I don't know about where you are, but here in the Midwest, man, yesterday certainly felt like an autumn day, and last night felt like winter. It was so cold, but notice I got the jogging outfit on, pulling out the jeans and nice little leather boots, get ready for the fall season. This is one of my favorite times of the year, and I love, the fall flowers and the beautiful leaves that fall from the trees and all of that good stuff. So I'm not going to complain because it could be worse. Winter, which is one of my worst times of the year. All right, so we do have a great show in store for you. We'll be looking at obviously some cafe news and some entertainment news and the likes. But I just wanted to talk briefly about, speaking of the seasons and the weather and all of that, these last 2 weeks here in the United States, if you lived in California, Oregon, or Washington, those wildfires have consumed, I think, 5 million acres between the 3 states, killing at least 33 people and displacing tens of thousands. And the reason? Well, supposedly because of the extreme heat and the drought. Watching some of the footage, the video of these fires that are burning, you just wonder, how did they get started and why can't they control them? But certainly the residual effects of these wildfires even hit in the Midwest. It affected the skies. There was like a orange grayish tint to the skies earlier in the week, and we just have to pray for those people. And then meanwhile, on the Atlantic coast, they were hit by record-tying 5 tropical cyclones all at the same time. And again, the results were not good, and we are keeping everyone in our prayers who have been tragically devastated and affected by all of this. All right, and speaking of sad news, well, of course, we want to send our prayers up to the family, friends, colleagues, and all who love the Honorable Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsberg. She passed away yesterday, which was Friday, the 18th of September, after being diagnosed with colon cancer. Back in 1999, it was a big fight, and of course, her latest battle, it had spread to pancreatic cancer. Now, she was the second woman to sit on the nation's highest court, and of course, it was kind of ironic because early in her career, she was passed over for a clerkship on the Supreme Court because of her gender. So I tell you, last evening, when all of the news broke and across all of the networks, the reporters and anchors were just having folks on to share, how she impacted their lives, their encounters with her. It seemed that she really touched and inspired all that she met. And though she was small in stature, very, very small, I hear she was a tiny woman, man, her impact in this country, for women in particular, was iconic. She and her life was definitely supreme poetic justice. All right, and again, condolences and prayers out to her family and friends. All right, and so we'll throw the cafe talk question out there, everyone, just to kind of get you thinking about it. I did put it out there on one of my methods of reaching out to people, so I'll be reading some of the responses, but it's a very general question. Are you or have you registered to vote? We have a very important election coming up on November 3rd of this year, and so we really need to have all of our ducks lined up, and everyone should be able to have their voice heard individually. So we'll be sharing some ways that you can, plan ahead to make sure that you have an opportunity to cast your vote, and we'll do that a little bit later on in the show. But yeah, Cafe Talk, have you or are you registered to vote? If you're not, why not? All right, we'll just get you thinking about that. And again, I'll be sharing some comments from others a bit later in the show. Let's delve into the cafe news for this day, Saturday, September the 19th. And of course, we'll start with the coronavirus update. There's now a little more than 30,800,000 cases being reported worldwide, some 950,000 deaths, and just under 22.5 million have recovered. That's the good news in it all, right? Here in the United States, we're leading with a little more than 6.9 million cases, about 203,000 deaths, and over 4.1 million have recovered. Now, the countries of India, Brazil, Russia, and Peru round out the top 5 countries with the most cases. By the way, you guys, the World Health Organization recently announced that healthcare workers account for about 14% of reported coronavirus cases. And somehow, some way, we always manage to forget to mention the healthcare workers as we talk about this coronavirus, COVID-19, and all that's going on. You know, they have been the true frontline workers, and we should really salute them when we run across them, as well as keep them and their families lifted in our prayers, right? Right? Because, there has been significant loss of life in the medical field because of these frontline healthcare workers who are taking care of us, and thank God for them. All right, so during a Senate hearing on this past Wednesday, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention once again reminded Americans to wear face masks. Now, let me just demonstrate something for you. I'll be right back. Give me a second. All right, I'm back. So wear your face mask, but don't wear, this is a cloth face mask, by the way, but when I'm out in public, I generally insert one of the surgical masks inside this. So wear your face mask. This is how we wear them. We went over this before on one of the previous shows, but this is how you wear them, right? See, the nostrils are covered, under here is covered. Now, I've actually been out and about, have seen people wearing them like this. I've also seen people wearing them like this. And both ways are wrong. Everything should be covered, not only to protect you, but to protect the people that you come in contact with, all right? So I just wanted to put that out there. Now, again, the CDC director, Robert Redfield, said these face masks are the most important, powerful public health tools that we have. He went on to say if we did it for 6, 8, 10, even 12 weeks straight, we would bring this pandemic under control. So, again, he's saying that there's scientific evidence that say they work. And he also said that a vaccine would be available to the general public by mid to late 2021, which is in direct contradiction to what President Trump said about the vaccine. In fact, President Trump publicly disagreed with Redfield, saying he was wrong about a vaccine timeline and the effectiveness of the mask. I tell you. Now, of course, all of this comes as the federal government rolls out a COVID-19 vaccine plan aiming to make the vaccine free to all Americans. And believe it or not, the rollout date was sometime in October of this year. So there is a great range of opinions in all of this. In fact, some of our leading medical professionals kind of put different timelines out there in terms of when the vaccine would be ready. Some said by spring of next year, some said by summer of next year, and I believe Dr. Fauci said by late fall, winter of 2021. But anyway, maybe we'll do a cafe talk on who out there would actually take the vaccine, right? All right. Well, the CDC is also, or has also lately reversed its controversial testing guidance from last month. Now, last month they said that people who came in close contact with an infected person but didn't feel sick didn't necessarily need to get tested. Now they're saying that you should, in fact, get tested. So that's a reversal. And of course, we know because asymptomatic people can still pass it along, right? And it's good to know your status. It's good to know if you had it, have it, okay? And speaking of tests, I read that CVS, that's a pharmacy, drugstore chain, will double its COVID-19 drive-through testing sites by mid-October, so more people will be able to get tested. And other COVID-related news, the Labor Department reported this week that some 860,000 Americans filed new claims for unemployment. And we know that probably 99.9% of all of these recent unemployment cases are COVID related. We're getting reports that some companies are using other reasons for letting people go, and we don't understand that. Do you really want to block people from being able to have that safety net until they find other employment? What is the benefit of a company doing that to folks? That's another point for discussion, and we'll do some research and perhaps address it again. All right, in terms of the stimulus, listen everyone, the White House threw its weight behind a $1.5 trillion stimulus measure, which, by the way, is above and beyond what leading Republicans initially wanted to do. I believe the Democrats were looking for $2.2 trillion. But this latest sort of happy medium from both sides is $1.5 trillion. From what I'm hearing, it does not include another round of stimulus money. So we'll continue to stay tuned and keep up with that. All right, in terms of business news, well, earlier this week, Chinese TikTok owner ByteDance had agreed to tap the United States tech giant Oracle as TikTok's trusted partner. However, it wasn't enough to satisfy President Trump's national security concerns. So here's the latest. As of yesterday, the Commerce Department said TikTok or WeChat will not be able to appear on app stores in the United States after 11:59 p.m. on Sunday. That's tomorrow. Excuse me a second. I'm sorry. I have to do this real quick. Okay, never mind. All right, so how will it affect users? Well, people in the United States won't be able to download TikTok from Apple or Google App stores, and For those who already have TikTok, you should be okay. There will be some features that you may not be able, some new features that you may not be able to use. But until November 12th, when more restrictions are threatened, full functionality may be restored. Now, for WeChat users, they will, it will be gone from the App Store as well. And financial transactions are also off limits, meaning that American companies won't be able to process WeChat payments from customers, and users won't be able to send payments to family members. Now, for the sake of the Gen Yers, the millennials, and others who use TikTok and WeChat, let's hope that Oracle and ByteDance hammer out a deal that will meet the Trump administration's approval, or perhaps much larger bans will go into effect by November 12th. I tell you. I guess if it was up to the kids alone, with the Trump administration in their minds messing with TikTok, he would not get elected in November, right? He would not be reelected because the kids are just not happy with any of this. All right, so, well, it seems that everyone will soon be working for this giant. And who am I speaking of? Yes, Amazon. According to a recent report from Bloomberg, Amazon will open 1,000 more warehouses in suburban areas across the United States. All right, so, that's good news for the job market. Folks, a lot of unemployed people out there. So, 1,000 warehouses, that's quite a few jobs. So let's go ahead and check the stock market. As of the close of Friday, September 18th, 2020, the Dow was down 244.56 points to 27,657.42. S&P 500 also was down 37.54 points to 3,319.47 points, and the NASDAQ dropped 116.99 points to 10,793.28. Gold is up $12.20 to $1,962.10 per ounce, and oil is also up 14 cents to $41.11 per barrel. Good news, good news. All right. So stock that did not do well in the final days of the week include Roku. They were down $4.20 to $160.47, reportedly due to a dispute with Comcast. Stock that did pretty good was Charles Schwab. They're looking pretty strong, up 22 cents to $36.03 per share. So good news for those, well, at least for those who work with Charles Schwab. All right, well, that brings us into entertainment news, everyone. And I thought I'd keep the promotion of one of my favorite actors going this week. So here it is, continuing with the celebrations of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's 30th anniversary. Will Smith has partnered with Airbnb to welcome 5 groups of up to 2 Los Angeles County residents to stay in his wing of the iconic Bel-Air mansion. Now the dates are October 2nd, 5th, 8th, 11th, and the 14th, and the cost? Only $30 a night. Now you can't beat that, right? Potential guests can start booking as early as September the 29th, starting at 11 a.m. Pacific time at the Airbnb's website. And according to Airbnb, they're quoted as saying both graffiti art, posh interiors, timeless family portraits, and the Philly cheesesteaks served on silver platters will transport guests to the lap of luxury, auntie and uncle not included. Well, for some, This is good news. The return of one of life's absolute essentials continues. What is it? Well, as I said before in an earlier report here on the show, TV show production has resumed. In fact, game shows and variety shows are back in production, and we can expect skits from Saturday Night Live featuring Jim Carrey as Joe Biden, and the SNL veteran Maya Rudolph will play the role of Kamala Harris. Now, SNL is experimenting with limited audiences for its signature live shows. Of course, Lauren Michael, the producer, executive producer of the show, has stated that it's different. Comedy is different. You know, a lot of times you need that interaction with the audience, that immediate interaction with the audience, and when you're doing comedy. And so when you don't have that response, it is a challenge. All right, it's also being reported that the iconic black sitcom Good Times is getting a new animated series at Netflix. And for those who don't know about Good Times, it's a Norman Lear production, but it's his first animated series, this particular show. It's following the Evans family as they navigate today's world and contemporary social issues. Now, just as the show did years ago, Good Times strives to remind us that with the love of family, we can keep our heads above water. Now, Carl Jones will be the creator, showrunner, and executive producer. He is known for other shows like The Boondocks and Black Dynamite. The project is from original producer Norman Lear's Act 3 Productions, Steph Curry, his company, Unanimous Media, Seth MacFarlane's Fuzzy Door, and Sony Pictures TV are all involved in this venture. Now, the original series, which was a spinoff from Maude, which was a spinoff from All in the Family, was the first two-parent black family sitcom on television, and it aired between 1974 and 1979 for 6 seasons, of course starring John Amos, Esther Rolle, Jeanette Dubois, Bernadette Stannis, who has been on this show in the past, Ralph Carter and Jimmy Walker, and of course Janet Jackson. So be on the lookout for that, everyone. Alrighty, so I'm a little distracted because the yard is being taken care of right now. In fact, I was going to pause a minute to make sure that we didn't get interrupted, but that's all right. We'll carry on. Maybe I'll put the noise suppression on next time we do the show. Okay, so now we're moving into our Passion for Fashion segment, everyone, and I have a nice story for a Chicagoan. Chicago fashion designer Stevie Edwards has announced recently that he will be featured in Vogue magazine. He's hosting what he calls a reveal ad invite-only fashion event. The event is going to be on Saturday, October 17th from 6 to 9 p.m. in Chicago. The reveal of the ad will happen at promptly 7:30. Now, the Vogue magazine October 2020 issue will display a full-page ad showing Stevie's designs. And of course, it will be fashion history as he becomes the first African-American local designer to be featured in Vogue magazine with a full-page ad displaying his work. Now, the last time an African-American designer was featured in a major magazine with a full ad was in the 1980s with fashion icons like Willie Smith and Patrick Kelly and Stephen Burrows. Stevie's ad will feature a costume design from his fall collection, fall 2020 collection. He's not new to the national scene. or international fashion scene, because his works have been shown in several seasons of New York's Fashion Week. So we send congratulations out to him. Now, some of Hollywood's finest has donned his designs, including Diana Ross, Tiffany Haddish, Elisa Ray, singer, dance diva Jody Watley, and many, many more. He has also styled for many music videos. And again, that event is invite only, so hopefully if you have a passion for fashion, you will receive an invite. Of course, there are going to be social distancing, and masks will be given at the door along with temperature checks. Congratulations once again to Stevie Edwards, and that's Fashion for Passion. Now let's get to our passion for fashion. Let's get to Cafe Talk. Alrighty, and I could hear some of the clicks coming through as we were doing the show. Let's see what folks had to say. Again, the question was, have you or are you registered to vote? If not, why? All right, so let's see what some folks have said. And I think I need my glasses for this one. Let's put them on. All right, so, all right, one says yes, starting from our community leaders, aldermen, city councilmen, zoning committee members, sheriffs, all the way down to those who have the absolute power to dictate our lives in ways incredibly unimaginable. So yeah, he wants to be able to have his voice heard to all those people. And despite contrary belief, he goes on to say, our vote does matter. And it starts with the community. Great response. I appreciate that so much. I have several more yeses here. Yes. I know all the people in my circle are registered to vote. And I guess the better question is, what are you doing to make sure those who are around you who may not be registered to vote, how are you helping them, right? Let's just go through some checkpoints here. Of course, for those who need to be encouraged, we must encourage them to register to vote first and foremost, right? And believe it or not, you can team up with organizations in your local communities who do that, who actually go out and register people to vote, to help them in that aspect. Or if you have your own organization, just go talk to your county clerk or whoever is charged with handling elections in your local community, and find out from them what you need to do to put yourself in a situation where you can register people to vote. All right, so let's get registered to vote and help people get registered to vote. Then the next thing we need to do, because this is the COVID-19 crisis, some things may have changed from state to state. So you want to, again, reach out to your county elections, state or municipality or whatever, to make sure that nothing has changed. You want to check out what the situation is for early voting and other options that you may have to make sure that you get to vote, right? You don't want to go there the day of, on November 3rd, and find out, some things have changed, or, God forbid, some crazy things start going on. Now, of course, I and many others are recommending that you actually vote in person. The early voting can happen in person as well. You just go to your county clerk's office where they handle all elections and cast your vote there. Or if you wait to the day of, you can actually go to the polling place in your community. Again, make sure that it hasn't changed, that you know where you need to go, know the hours and all of that. And because we are in COVID-19, you want to be safe, so make sure you have your face mask. If you want to wear gloves, wear your gloves. Bring your voter identification with you, and just have your ID in general with you in case some crazy stuff is going on, all right? So I'm also hearing that because in general, most of our poll workers are typically senior citizens, there may be a shortage of poll workers. So again, check to see how you can maybe serve in that role and become an actual poll worker. To give our senior citizens, due to COVID-19, we want to keep them safe. Just give them a break and keep them protected, all right? All right, and then, voter suppression, voter intimidation, all of this crazy stuff is happening and is real, and it's illegal. So if you're having some challenges casting your vote, getting information on how to vote and, where to vote and all of that, you can call your local congressman. Again, go to your elections office, whoever manages or handles elections in your local community. If that's the source of the problem, then you go a step higher and reach out to your congressman, your senator, and there's a number that you can call also that will help you with election protection. And that number is 866-687-8683. 866-687-8683 to ensure that your voting rights are not violated, okay? Make sure that you get names of individuals, write down details. Should you, prayerfully you won't, but should you run across some illegal activities on that day. All right, so I thank you guys for responding to the Cafe Talk today. Are you or have you registered to vote? If not, why? And, for those who are seeing this recording later, this show later, just some food for thought, things you can think about and ways that you can be effective in this upcoming November election. It's so important that we all allow our voices to be heard. All right, so we're just about done, everybody. We are going to be wrapping up and momentarily here, and I'll take a look at the laugh of the day. I know. They do get cornier and cornier, but I think you'll like this one. The question is, why don't ants ever get sick? Why don't ants ever get sick? Ready? Because they have antibodies. Because they have antibodies. I know. It's good. It's all good, everybody. All right, so listen. Again, just to, they're still coming. Yeah, they're all yeses. They're still coming through. Again, if you want to be a part of our Christmas giveaway, we're starting in October. It's the 25th or whatever Saturday date is around the 25th of every month. So the 25th of October, the 25th of November, and then obviously Christmas, the Saturday that coincides with Christmas, we'll be doing giveaways to help families. And so if you want to get some promotion for your business, some advertisement for your business, your product, your service, books, whatever, and be a part of this, just send an email to producer@Maryland'sCafeSociety.com for more information on how we can get you involved in that. If you want to just be a supporter of the show, check out the website, Maryland'sCafeSociety.com. Also, check me out on Twitter, Maryland's Cafe Soch, Facebook, Maryland's Cafe Society, as well as the blog, on WordPress, and of course right here on YouTube. We so appreciate you and thank you. Now listen, I need you to do more than just like the video. Would you share it, please? And more importantly, subscribe. Yes, subscribe. And of course, that helps us in so many ways with the show. We definitely appreciate it. Next week's show probably will come to you a little earlier because of some conflicts on Saturday. So just stay tuned for that. But the blog will be up by Wednesday, Thursday of next week. And of course, we'll have the show up for you probably early Saturday or the day before. All right. All right, let's take a look at what love is. Love is hugging and being hugged. Not during this COVID-19. You know, there's a small percentage of people out there who are just, you know, going about life as normal, you know, like, you know, it's all good. Nothing has gone wrong. Nothing has happened. There's no social distancing, but most of us are being very cautious, not only to protect ourselves, but to protect those that we love and care about, right? So the hugging has been very minimal, at least in my world, but it is a nice thought. And we so miss it, right? And I guess within your own household, for the people that you've been with all this time, you know, carry on. But when you're seeing people that you haven't seen in a while, that you're used to hugging or you want to hug, maybe just try to refrain from that for a little bit longer, preferably for a little bit longer, all right? But again, love is hugging and being hugged. Oh, don't we miss it? All right, everybody. So remember, if you don't do anything else this week, be sure that you live, you laugh, and you love. As always, it's a pleasure and a privilege to come to you every week. Oh, can somebody help me with this? How can I get rid of this glare? Yeah, I'm trying to stand in front of it to block it, but if you have some ideas or suggestions, just reach out to me via the social media or producer at Marilyn's Cafe Society. All right. So it's been a pleasure and a privilege, and we'll speak again on the blog on Wednesday and, of course, the show on next Saturday. Peace, everybody. Stay safe.